Shalom. First and foremost, want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS that rule well. Peace, love, and salutations to all the brothers out there pushing His word in sincerity and the truth. Shalom to the brothers, sisters, and children out there keeping His word in sincerity and the truth. Once again, this is like the fourth incident that done happened with this same scenario. I think I done it within a month. The first time was down here in Jackson, Mississippi, where a man, 54, he killed his wife. She was 24 because she was having an affair. She was committing adultery on him with at the place that she worked at. She worked at an apartment complex. She was the manager, and she was committing adultery with the maintenance man. So the man went up to the job and killed her. And he was looking for the maintenance man too, but couldn't find him. The second incident, I forgot exactly where it happened, but it was the same scenario. The man caught his wife cheating, and he shot her a couple times, but I don't know if she died. At the time, she was still alive in the hospital, but I don't know if she's still alive to this day. But they arrested him. The third situation happened, I believe it was Alabama, if I'm not mistaken, or Georgia. I can't remember exactly where, but I think it was one of those two states. It was a football coach, 39, went to a man's house, slept with his woman, whether she was his wife or girlfriend, it don't matter. It happened at his house, and she was there. He came back home and caught him and wound up killing him. And she got away. You know, she called the police on 9 times out of 10. She got away. She ain't gonna just stay in the house and call the police. 9 times out of 10, she got out the area so that she don't be next. And they wound up, arresting that guy. And now this situation, this was in Pascagoula, Mississippi, I believe, down there on the coast. And it says, man was arrested after a deadly shooting in Ingalls Shipbuilding, killing his wife and her affair partner. So as you can see, you got Jake, from what I understand, which I pulled up on Facebook. I'm not on Facebook, not on social media, but I pulled it up, and because I had to confirm that was what it was. Other people were saying it. So it's under this comment, it said praying for the families of the victims, and then it said praying for the suspect too. Shouldn't be sleeping with other people's wives. So I was like, oh, okay. So everybody's hearing the same story. And it said, why? Maybe just don't cheat. So they saying, why you praying for the victim? And his family. He the one that he a part of the reason why he's dead. Committing adultery. But the scriptures literally tell you against committing adultery. Notice how all these situations that I told you about, these 4 different situations, all of them were Israelites. Man and woman, Israelites. Now it says, that's the person, Taj Johnson was the name. The cousin stated was the victim. Okay. Down here it says nobody is talking about the wife. Was she identified? What wife? There was no wife. Then somebody said, "Oh, okay, it must be a rumor." Then I said, "I think so," because no one said nothing about a wife. Somebody said they heard he shot the wife, then went to work and shot a coworker that was having an affair with her. It said, so what news reported? It said it may very well be a rumor, but many have said it's on YouTube with the chief of police commenting. I haven't looked. So they said the victim was 23 years old, and somebody else said, what about the guy that had to work next to the man who cheated on his wife? I guess he was being funny, if I understood that correctly. But other people were saying, does anyone know if the wife was confirmed deceased also? They said, I heard yes, but waiting on official confirmation. Someone said she died last night. This was on Friday. I heard the same, but I was just looking for confirmation. And so they, everybody was just giving basically what they thought of it, and confirming information. Somebody else said that they also check on the wife that he said he also shot and killed. Somebody said they found this morning, believe that she been killed already. And I looked on the news reports, and it ain't really show if that really happened or not. It ain't no telling. Maybe she was, maybe she wasn't. Somebody said, go on YouTube, they are speaking on the situation, the chief of police. So, regardless, which she probably was, but regardless, if she was or if she wasn't killed, the scriptures literally tell you about committing adultery and what happens. This is like my third or fourth time doing the same type of video. It says Proverbs 6 and which I'm gonna get straight to the point. Proverbs 6 and 34. For jealousy is the rage of a man, therefore he will not spare in the day of vengeance. And in the AMP it says, for jealousy enrages the wronged husband, he will not spare the guilty one on the day of vengeance. Matter of fact, let me start up a little bit. Verse 32. But whoso committeth adultery with a woman lacketh understanding. He that doeth it destroyeth his own soul. And literally all these situations where it is said that the man or the woman was committing adultery on her husband, it's been reports of the man being put to death, the woman being put to death, or both of them being put to death. You know, the adulterer and adulteress. But that's literally in the scriptures. And this is all judgment from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Now, of course, that man is going to be put in jail. And, you know, his whole life is basically, the rest of his life going to be pretty much behind bars until the Lord judges him. But they receive their judgment. Because nothing happens. Life and death is in the hands of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. It says, a wound and dishonor shall he get, and his reproach shall not be wiped away. Meaning your blame, the reason why this even happened in the first place is because you was committing adultery. You, the man, and you, the woman, was committing adultery. So that's the whole reason why this happened. And that would not go away. That would never go away. That will forever be on your record. Or that will forever be attached to your name. That the reason why you are in the spirit world is because you was committing adultery. And when you leave this world, when a person dies, especially from, like, for example, for them, if we know the man dead, but if the wife is dead too, when they passed away, they're gonna go back to the spirit world knowing the reason why they there is because they was committing adultery. And they know that it was wrong. It's no way for you to go back and plead to the Lord like, Lord, I was murdered. No. You was judged because you was doing something wicked. And according to the laws of the Lord, you're supposed to be put to death for that. That's extremely wicked. It says, for jealousy is the rage of a man. Therefore, he will not spare in the day of vengeance. He will not regard any ransom. Neither will he rest content, though thou givest many gifts. So there's nothing you can do to appease the wrath of a man who finds out that his wife was committing adultery. Now, let me get, what was I finna get first? Oh, matter of fact, I'm gonna get in fact, adulterer and what is it? Adulterer. I forgot how it's worded. I know where to find it. See Leviticus 18. Oh, it might be 20. Yeah, here it is. Leviticus 20. Oh, okay. I see how I spelled it wrong. There's Leviticus 20 and 10. And the man that committeth adultery with another man's wife, even he that committeth adultery with his neighbor's wife, the adulterer and the adulteress shall surely be put to death. That's a law. According to the Lord, it said both of them are supposed to be put to death. You commit adultery with another man's wife, that's extremely wicked. Extremely wicked. That's that man's possession. And you commit adultery with him, you take it for yourself and use it, and then act like you don't have nothing to do with it. That's extremely wicked. You know, even it's so much adultery going on. Man, it's a lot of Israelites that's gonna be put to death for it. This is just one of many different examples that's gonna happen. And now I'm gonna get one more. I ain't gonna make it long. Let me see. This is Deuteronomy 32. Oh. I just turned to it now. This is Deuteronomy 32, starting at verse 39. See now, even I am he, and there is no God with me. I kill, and I make alive. I wound, and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. So the Lord said, look, he the one that kills and he makes alive. He the reason why you are alive, or he the reason why you were put to death. He the reason why you heal, or he the reason why you get wounded. And there's nothing you can do to change the judgments that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua set. So for that to happen, the Lord orchestrated it. He controls it. But what the sin that was being committed, or that had already been committed, was a sin unto death. Adultery is a sin unto death. You are to be put to death for that sin. So the Lord was carrying out judgment, and that's what happened. And that's a righteous judgment, because adultery is extremely wicked. And time again, it keeps on happening where the wife was committing adultery. The man, the Lord put spirits on the man to go and do what he do. So whether he kills the wife, or whether he shoots her, or whether he kills the man, or whether he shoots him, that's all orchestrated through the Lord, you know. It's another one. Let me see. One more. I think it's in Samuel's. Yeah, here it is. 1 Samuel chapter 2 and 6. The Lord killeth and maketh alive. He bringeth down to the grave and bringeth up. So the Lord he controls all that. The Lord is the reason why. Oh, I'm reading the AMP. Matter of fact, let me get it in multiple translations. NLT first. The Lord gives both death and life. He brings some down to the grave, but raises others up. NET, the Lord both kills and gives life. He brings down to the grave and raises up. AMP, the Lord puts to death and makes alive. He brings down to Sheol, the grave, and raises up from the grave. So BBE, the Lord is the giver of death and life, sending men down to the underworld and lifting them up, which the underworld ain't talking about in hell, or it's talking about to the grave, sending them to death, puts them to death. So no matter which translation you put it, it says the same thing. The Lord is in control of all of that. So for this situation that happened again, that's the Lord's judgment. So on that note, let me give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS that rule well. Peace, love, and salutation to all the brothers out there pushing this word of sincerity and the truth. Shalom to the brothers, sisters, and children out there keeping this word of sincerity and the truth. Until next time, shalom.